All right, hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well today. I am in the coffee shop, doing this Zoom meeting. So if you hear any music in the background, that is totally fine. Hopefully, it won't be so much of a biggie. Um, but today we're going to talk a little bit about um, candlestick confirmations, rejections, what you should be looking for whenever you see a breakout in the market. So sometimes when we as traders are trading, we like to, of course, obviously, if you see the market create this M, pull back, and then start consolidating, a lot of times you want to trap the price and see if market would actually break out, come back to retest that area of structure that it broke out from, and then head on up or break out in this area and do the same thing and head on down. Of course, in this instance, whenever you see um, information take place, you can say, this is partially a M. It came back and consolidated, and then it just broke down to the low again. Of course, you can draw a line right here, did the same thing right here, and you would have got a nice clean breakout. But a lot of times you really want to look for those candlestick confirmations before you enter into the market, because sometimes we'll chase a breakout. We won't wait for candlestick close or candlestick confirmation, and then the market will just spike back up and just stop you out. So here's USD JPY. I did not take this trade. I actually took this trade probably about 2 days ago, and then I got out just because it was Asian. I don't like to try to trade Asian session, if that makes sense. I think Asian session is really good to trade if you know what you're doing. But a lot of times the market just like to consolidate, and then it'll finally make its push around anywhere between 8 and 12 o'clock, which is of course Tokyo session. So what I want to talk about here is a little candlestick confirmation. So let's just say if I just go back, maybe right here. So at this time, I have boxed up USD JPY. Obviously, the market created a M structure. You can see right here, excuse me. It created a macro M structure, a little ugly, but then it pulled back and just started consolidating. And obviously, if you like to trap price, you could have did the same thing. You could have trapped price this way and just wait for that breakout. And once that breakout happens, you can go on the lower time frame and just look for that retest, which had happened right here off of this bullish candle and a complete engulfing bearish candle right after. So even this as an example, like anytime you see a breakout, you can go to the 15-minute, the 5-minute, the 1 minute, the 3 minute. I think the lowest that I believe you should go is either the 15-minute or 5-minute time frame, because sometimes the 1 minute time frame can be very deceiving, along with the 3-minute time frame. And anytime you see this touch on the trend line, you see this perfectly touch on the trend line, and then a complete engulfing closing candle. More than likely, even if the candle was supposed to retrace half of this engulfing candle, which it did, you could have put your stop loss above this structure, or could have put your stop loss right here above this structure once it started going down again. So I think it's just very important that we understand that when we see a breakout, if we see this breakout happening, we just don't just enter right here because we see a breakout, because what can happen is it can come back up, or the breakout will happen, you think it's creating a retest, come back down, and then just shoot back up. And a lot of times, if it's going to shoot back up with a W, you're not really going to obviously get it right 100% of the time, because the market is very volatile. It fluctuates in many different ways, shapes, and form that you have no control over. So let's look on a 4-hour time frame. Let's go back here. All right, so what I was talking about in this area of structure right here, we see that UJ came down at 105. It was bearish for for this whole week. It's been pretty bearish, a little bit, of a consolidated area. But once it broke out of that area, you can see that, even right here, the market, kind of just range, even though it created any kind of range, broke, retested this complete area right here, and then just went down again. So, I mean, you can look at this a whole different way of breakout, but the confirmation that I'm looking for is once this market did not pass this level of structure in this area, this is a way where you could have entered even after this bullish confirmation, excuse me, even though this bullish candlestick um, closed as a bullish, it closed as a bullish rejection. To me, anytime I see that and then an immediate engulfing bear, I usually enter, and then you can just put your stop loss above this structure right above here, which is 105,800. I mean, if you're a swing trader, it'd be like a 63 pips. If you're just like looking to be above this structure, then you just looking at like anywhere to 10 pips. So that's one of the candlestick confirmations I'll usually look for. Now we do see this breakout happening, which I was wanting to take. I got sidetracked today. The market was doing the same thing as always. It dropped, started consolidated again. I put my descending triangle on it. I was waiting for this breakout to happen, retest, and going right back down. And what I really wanted to go back down is into this area. Hold on for just 1 second, which would have been above this structure right here. That would, that would have gave you 70 pips. So how will we take this breakout? Okay, so let's go back. And what happened is once this market breaks out, you see how you see this bearish candlestick right here, just rejecting this trend line. A lot of times when you see that happen, more than likely the market is just getting ready to just fall. So many people think the market will break, retest, kind of consolidate right here, and shoot back up, which I've seen it happen a lot of times, doing that. But anytime you see doji or someone like a spinning top or even anything that's similar like to that candlestick confirmation, then you can go ahead and sell the market. So what I did, let's just go ahead and play this whole thing out. And even if you just wanted to wait on the larger area of structure, even here, when the market consolidate broke and you say, I just want to wait because it broke this major area low structure, you could wait for it to retest and you need to come back down here, and then that will be a take profit area, which should be like 30 some pips. Yeah, it'd be like 40 pips altogether. So we see here, after the market has broken this trend line, we see this candlestick right here, which is a what? A hammer, right? It's a hammer. This is a sign of a continuation of the downtrend to me, in my opinion. A lot of people think, it's always a sign of, if your candlestick confirmation, they always think that whether it's bullish or bearish, it's a sign that it's going to go back up. In my opinion, anytime I see all this, bearish engulfing taking place, and then I see a hammer with a clear rejection, in my opinion, the market's going down. So you could have scalped UJ for about 40 pips. And guys, it just gets as simple as that. I think if you keep everything simple, you'll be able to succeed in this market. This area right here is another area of breakout, of course. And like I said, I've already explained about this before, but just look how clear, even if you was to like get very specific with it, look how on this line of area structure, it rejected perfectly, closing as a bullish candle, and then immediately engulfed this whole candle. I mean, that was an 18 pip. You could have scalped as well. So you just have to wait on candlestick confirmations. You have to wait on your, on your retracement, your retest. I don't recommend anybody just to sell the market just because the trend line is broken, because a lot of times, the market could break a trend and then just head right back up. Matter of fact, I think GU is a clear example. Yes, this is actually a clear example. Some people would draw their trend line like this. Now, of course, you know, that's a 90 pip drop. So if you really want to be that risky, that's cool. But you see how the market has broken the trend line in GU. The market could easily do something like this. It can easily do that, or just simply doing what it's doing. You know, it can come up like it did, consolidate, drop, broke this trend line, and then probably just come straight up. I've seen plenty of times where the market has done that. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Candlestick confirmations. I'm not going to these candlestick, patterns or anything like that. I'm just going to like when to get in and out of the market. I do actually want to share one thing with you as well. Anytime you see a breakout, okay, anytime you see like this perfectly, actually let's look at GU. GU is actually perfect. GU, you see how it's rejecting this area. Of course, it can be a level of structure that it is rejecting, which it is right now, to sell again. But like I said, we don't know, right? We have no idea. All I know is that this this candlestick that closed bearish underneath this trend line is a confirmation that it still wants to go down. However, even though that's a confirmation that it wants to go down, you never know. The market could still just want to do its thing and just come back up and fake out all the sellers and then just continue to rise. So we just got to be very careful on how we trade these breakouts. But I would say one of the things that I would say is if you're looking for a sell, of course, just like this bearish engulfing, just wait for it to close outside of the trend line, and 9 times out of 10 you're usually good to go. Sometimes the market would do what it do, or stop out and manipulate whatever it wants to do. And it's the same with, let me see if I can find, yeah, it's the same thing. Gosh, all these take profits. It's the same thing with this candlestick right here. It busted out of the trend line and closed bullish. You could have entered on that next candle, which it would have gave you clearly 70 pips. Now, of course, it probably come down, so you're probably being drawn down like 16 pips. But that's why your stop loss would be below this area. And like I said, if you want to be just below this candlestick, it'd be 27 pip stop loss. But you would have at least a gain of like 70 pip move, so on and so forth. I mean, it's doing the same thing over here. There is let's see if I can go on the 1 hour and Euro USD. Yep, closed as a bullish confirmation. What happened after the bullish confirmation was set in place? It closed right as bullish. You could have entered right there, even though the market came back down to retest this whole trend line, which is interesting. This trend line and this market structure, you would have at least got to this high of this equal high. You at least got 30 pips. Okay, so I think it's just really important, guys, that we just wait for the candlestick close confirmation. Wait for the candlestick to do its thing. Don't just buy just because you think it's just going to bust through this candlestick, because obviously this bad boy can consolidate like it just did. It can break out, but it can immediately come back down. So I think just be patient and wait. Last thing is this right here. It's another hammer, right? As especially as a rejection as a buy, that's also a good sign of bullish confirmation that the market is still going to go up in some way, especially on the 1 hour. So if you wait for that 1 hour confirmation, and right after that you enter right on this close, your stop loss can be under here. It's like 10 pip move, 10 pip stop loss, and then you get, like I said, a 30 pip move. So that's it, guys. Just be simple, trade safe. I'm just trying to make this as simple as possible. I ain't trying to go to all the detail, because I feel like sometimes, everybody who just don't know how to really necessarily trade forex and just want to trade a basic, simple strategy, this is for you. I know sometimes, like, it's around, London session, New York session. You just got to pick your session and just say, all right, guys, peace out. Definitely give me contact me through email if you're looking for mentorship. Like I said, this is not about like how much money, you know, you can make. This is all about being disciplined and trading safely. So yeah. All right. Talk to you soon. Next video.